Domi flips it high. Solani goes after it. Timo Solani breaks it. He scores!
That was one of those famous goal calls in NHL history when Winnipeg Jet Timo Solani broke the record for most goals by a rookie back in 1992. Just one of thousands of goals called by Curt Kielback. He was the voice of the NHL Jets and then the Coyotes for more than 2,400 games from 1981 until 2006. The retired broadcaster has written a book now about his NHL experience called 2 Minutes for Talking to Myself. Curt Kielback talks to us now. Thanks for joining us, Curt.
Oh, my pleasure to be here, Janet.
So what do you think of when you hear yourself making that call 40 years ago? 30 years ago. 30. I'm aging us. It was only 30 years ago.
I recall that goal. I recall that season because it was just an incredible time. And the show that Timo Solani put on night after night, every time he got on the ice, you expected a breakaway, you expected a goal. And it was incredible. 76 goals. It just seemed like it would never end. And of course, he scored those 7 goals in 2 games to eclipse the Bossy record. That's an achievement that I can't imagine being matched. To have to score 7 and to go out and do it in those 2 games was incredible.
We've just seen Solani and Teppo Numminen inducted into the Jets Hall of Fame. There is such an enduring love and loyalty in this city for those original Jets. Why do you think that is?
You know, they were just good people. The original Jets obviously had a lot of success, but when you're talking in particular about Teppo Numminen and Timo Solani, you're talking about good people. I don't know, maybe it's just a Finnish thing. They all seem to be that way, the players who came over, and it was a pleasure to deal with them. And Timo, as I said, was so exciting, and Teppo was so steady, but they were always accommodating to the public. They were great teammates. Coaches loved particularly Teppo because you could put him out there in any situation. So it was just a marriage made in heaven as far as the Jets and those 2 Finns were concerned. And a few Finns that came along before, too, I guess, back in the WHA days.
Now, you, in the process of writing this book, have revisited so many moments in your career, so many stories. Is there one that sticks out you'd like to share with us?
You know, I was just thinking about that because I think it might be timely with Rick Bowness being the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, because I remember one time in the 80s, and the Winnipeg Jets were in Calgary. They were playing the Flames, and Tim Hunter took a run at Brian Hayward, the Winnipeg Jet goaltender. It's a mismatch, and so obviously the Jets had no choice, and the bench is emptied, the Flames bench emptied, and then the whole scenario moved to the point where they're all punching at and grabbing at each other right in front of the Jet bench. At that particular time, Rick Bowness was an assistant coach with the Winnipeg Jets. So he stood on the bench and he took a swing, intending to hit Tim Hunter. Hunter moved aside. The punch hit Randy Mitten, the linesman. So now Rick Bowness winds up with a 3-game suspension. But it didn't end there, because the Calgary paper, the Calgary Herald, I believe it was, came out with a great front page picture of that errant punch. And we got it blown up. We took it to an auction. We auctioned it off at Friar's annual charitable auction, and it was bought. It was bought by Coach Bowness.
I wonder if he still has that in his home now in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I'd like to find out if he still had it, because I think it was my wife that framed it for him, and we took it to the auction, and it went for a pretty good price. So he paid quite a bit for it, but it was great to see him buy that, and it was quite a memory. And of course, now he's behind the bench, the main man for the Winnipeg Jets.
You have a book launch for 2 Minutes for Talking to Myself this Thursday night at McNally Robinson. What will it be like for you to have Winnipeggers gather and share with you some of these great memories?
I'm looking forward to it because there were so many great memories, so many great times, and I'm going to be asked some questions, but I want to ask a few questions too. I want to hear what people think about what they remember, and maybe some of the stories that I'll wish I had put in the book that maybe I hadn't thought of, because an awful lot of things happened over those years. Exciting things, heartbreaking things, and just an enjoyable time. And for me, a great memory, and certainly one I would go through all over again.
Curt Kielback, thank you so much for taking the time today to chat with us.
Real pleasure, Janet. Thank you.